That man said, "Can we have some of this cake you had for dinner?" I said, "You just cook the fights, you can have everything that's in there." I said, "You can have them beans specially." He said, "We can't eat those beans." I thought, you know, they saved my house that day. But what if it had been? It would have changed every plan that I had. But you know the good thing about it was, it didn't rattle me. It didn't change us. We just went on home, cleaned up the mess, and went right on with life. Life comes and life goes. In 2005, in just a few days, it'll be almost 4 years. It will be 4 years. But Sister Debbie went to heaven, and then she crossed the great divide. Everything changed in my life. My life changed. Everything. Sister Helen, 7 or 8 years ago, your life changed, wasn't it? Your life changed drastically, didn't it? Everything was changed. The way you done things, the way you did. But you know what? We haven't stopped serving God. And we went right on. We've never looked back. Have no desire to look back. Death changes our plans. Sickness changes our plans. Disappointment and broken promises surely change our plans. Some of you today have had broken promises made to you from a mate or from a friend, and it changed everything about your whole life. You have your goal set to be just like you was the rest of your life, but all of a sudden a disappointment came along and it changed that. And today your life is different. And many times the enemy comes along. That's why the people are depressed. I was in a place yesterday and I saw so many people that my heart just broke for. Young people. I'm talking about in their 20s and 30s that are walking around like zombies. I'll just tell you this. I believe that we need to stay as close to God. And if we stayed as close to God, we wouldn't have to have so much old depression medicine running around here. You hear me today? You hear me? I didn't get much of an amen on that, but I can tell you this much. There's a lot of that junk right there that people just like get accustomed to it, and it's just a street drug, and that's all it is. Everybody wants to run around and pop in pills and pop in hydros and Lord said questions and all that stuff. It's okay, because the doctor gave it to me. Let me tell you something, everything the doctor gives you ain't right for you. Hello? When you walk around and don't know where you at like a space cadet somewhere, you better get off that junk and you better get your system cleaned out and get right with God. Oh, I'm hurting so bad. I can tell you this, but I'll match hurt with any of you today. I don't have to have that junk to live on. It's just a mind thing. People get a mindset of I've been lied to, I've been broken, and they've messed me up, and they've done this and that. Hogwash. You be what you want to be for Christ if you want to be. But if you want to live a lie and live a life of hell the rest of your life, come on, live that way. But someday you'll look back and you'll say, that man of God looked me straight in the eye, and he told me you better get off of that junk. I know 16, 17-year-old kids today. They got them on Xanax, they got them on this, got them on that. Did you know America got 70-something% of the Ritalin that's made in the whole world? 70-something% of the Ritalin that's made in the world is given to kids and people in America. Where's the other 23% gone? And a few foreign countries spread around. You know why? I can tell you why. We've never learned how to face things. We've never learned how to take tomorrow as it comes. Listen, when Debbie died, I had to get up the next morning. I had to come to church. Somebody said, well, I took a month's leave of absence. You might have. But I came right back to what God called me to do. And I'm moving on. And I'm going on for Jesus. Just the same. I conducted a funeral on Monday. I got buried on Saturday. Why? Because disappointments come. Death comes. Sickness comes. Broken promises come. But I still must serve God to get to the other side. And you've got to do the same thing. You've got to hang on. Now listen, you in here today, you take a Xanax and the doctor tells you take it, that's your business. I don't know much about it. I wouldn't know Xanax from Zenith. Amen? I don't have none. I don't have it. I can tell you this, there's a lot of abuse in that junk. There's a lot of abuse. It's sold right on the street. There's people bootlegging it. The kids in this town. I know they do it. They'll steal to get it. They'll lie to get it. They'll do anything to get it. And it's wrong. It's wrong, friend. I'm telling you, it's sending people's souls to hell. If people walk around and tell you, well, I had it. You don't have to have it. Get this altar and pray through and touch Jesus. I'll tell you what you do. The Bible said a merry heart feels good like a medicine, but a broken spirit dries the bones. There's a lot of times. I remember a widow lady that that lived in our community several years ago, and I remember her coming to our house one day, and her companion had died, and they'd given her a bunch of this medicine, and Debbie looked at her and said, "You don't need that. You don't need that. We just need to pray for you." And the little lady was just walking around like a zombie. Listen, I'm telling you today, friend, disappointments are going to come. But what is your life? It is even a vapor. It appears for a little time, and then it's gone. And when it's gone, it ain't bringing it back. I'm going to live my life for Jesus. I'm going to reach every soul, pull them out of the flames of hell if I can. Not out of there, but keep them from going there. Every way possible that I can. But I'm telling you today, if your life is not in order with God, you need to get it in order with God. If it's not where it needs to be with God, don't try to fake it till you make it. That's a bunch of hogwash. Faking ain't nothing but hypocrisy in the highest degree. Live your life. Amen. Don't come to church and say, "Well, I'm right with God," and then go right back out there in that world and lie and cheat and steal and do everything else. Amen. Get right with God. Stay right with God. And live your life for a right purpose today. You know, when I get up in the morning, I have a goal set that day. I'm going to tell somebody about the love of Jesus. If it ain't nobody but somebody that crawls in an elevator with me, and I say, "Hey, do you know the Lord?" Or, "Hey," I stop people all the time. I hollered at a man in the parking lot yesterday. Say, in the parking lot, and I hollered. I said, "Hey, Rick." He said, "I ain't Rick." I said, "You sure do look like him." You say, "Well, that's the stupidest thing." Yeah, I know it. I don't want to walk around like you with an ostrich and got my head in the sand all the time. I blow it sometimes, I sure do. But I don't blow it every time. There's a lot of times that by being friendly and talking to people, Brother Roger, I've been able to pray people through in motel room floors and up in the campers of trucks, and I've prayed people through in jail cells and prayed them through in different localities. And I'm telling you today, friend, Jesus Christ is the answer for these problems in America. He's the answer for the problems in our homes today. I go visit homes today, and the husbands are saying, "I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do." Wringing his hands and trying to say, "Man, I don't know what's going on." Amen. Women stop being wives, and men stop being husbands, and children stop being children and become nuisances to their families and doing everything to break them. I know of men that have lost everything they've done trying to support a habit of a child simply because they will not listen and they will not stop. I want the singers and musicians to come this morning. I'm going to give you an invitation to come and to pray. You might say, "Well, Brother Dan, that's hard preaching. What's it going to take to get us to heaven, friends?" I can tell you one thing.